Guys, this is day one of the 5 days to a better you. So you're gonna enjoy this day one. It is gonna be tough. We're gonna kick it off with the good old booty. Yes, we are. So this is gonna be a 40 seconds on, 10-second rest. We're gonna roll through the exercises once. We're gonna go back through. We're gonna burn out one side of the glute and then burn out the other side of the glute. Now remember, our glutes actually help us stabilize our hips. They help us connect with our lower abdominals, and the thighs. So it's really about stabilization. More we can work those glutes, more we're gonna help with our stabilization. It's gonna help with our balance. These are our big muscle group, ladies, and they often can get very lazy and hard to work, especially if you're finding yourself doing a lot of sitting. You're gonna need to work that booty, okay? It's gonna make you feel stronger. It's gonna make you feel better. It's gonna help with your movement. It's gonna help with your walking, biking, playing with your kids, whatever it is. It's important to tackle those glutes. So come grab your mat, grab a water, find that space that you've already created for yourself, and come join me on the mat. All right, guys, day one. We've got that booty. Let's start with just a little quick warm up, getting that body engaged, getting that mind focused, and then we're going to kick straight into it. It's going to be 21 minutes. Once we kick into it, I do have a little stretch in there for you in between going from left to right, so you can thank me for that later. Let's get going. So come on down. Roll those shoulders back. Come up and over those knees. Roll back. Think about the scapula gliding down the back. Take a nice big inhale for me. Exhale out. Whew, I'm feeling a little bit stiff. So here we're trying to like just roll over, reaching those toes. Get a nice curve in the back at the same time, taking the shoulders down. I'm just going to come and focus on my breath. So take a big inhale. Expand that rib cage. Exhale out the air. Inhale in. Exhale one more time. Inhale in. Exhale out. Roll yourself on up. Roll yourself around onto the mat. So we just connected with that breath to start off with. A little cat-cow stretch here. Just waking up the body. A little stretch up. Pushing through. So we want that nice position. One more time. Come to that nice all fours. Bring one leg into the middle. Just some nice big hip circles here. Warming up that hip joint. Getting ready to do some work. So right now I'm thinking about pulling that belly button up to spine as I rotate, pushing out of my hands, so out of those shoulders, creating space in between the scapula. Circle it back the other way, so I'm like drawing a nice big circle with that knee. Up and around. And that's it, one more time. Up and around, bring that down, take it back for a little child's pose. Inhale, exhale out, roll yourself back up. Center off the other leg, bring the other one up. Nice big circles here. That's it, circling it around, and then we're gonna get into it. Sometimes it's nice to take a little pause at the start, warm yourself up, bring it back the other direction. That's it for 3, 2, last one. That was a terrible one for me. I'm gonna do one more there. That feels a little better. Just gonna bring those arms up. Clasp those hands together, just a little back stretch. Clasp one hand. You might just be waking up right now. It's nice just to open up that side body. Inhale, exhale one more time. So I'm just gently clasping that wrist and pulling gently to the side. Rolling the shoulders down and away. That's it, off to the other side. Bring it back up to center. Back your bars. Stretch those arms behind. Open up the pecs. We're going to be on those wrists a little bit today. So I'm just opening up that pecs, opening up that back. Now remember, you can take any modification that you need to. If you need to come down to those forearms, if you need to take a break, you do that. You listen to your body, where you're at today, and respect where you're at today. And that is totally fine. Every time you come back to it, your aim is to get in there and stay through the whole time. But that takes time. Let yourself build up to it. I'm going to start my little timer right here. Our first move is our side leg lift. Side leg lift right. So we're going to come onto our side. Now modification, if that's too much, you can come and lift here. Remember about lifting up and out of that rib cage. Or if you want a bit tougher, you're here and lifting. Remember, you want to be the shoulder hand under here. You think about pulling up that bottom rib cage as you lift and lower. So once again, modification, bend the bottom leg and stay here. I'm still working that oblique, still working that side booty. Make sure those hips are stacked. Are we ready? My timer is on. It says get ready in 3, 2, 1, and lift.
Exercise.
So we tap that toe, lift up. So I'm trying to get that leg parallel to the mat. At the same time, I'm pushing up and out of that hand. Remember, if that wrist's a bit tender, come down to that forearm. Or if your shoulders are a bit sore, once again, you can always take a modification. So here I'm linking that inner, outer thigh, outer booty, working at the same time, working and knitting those abs together, holding up through the obliques. You can bring the hand here, you can bring the hand here, whatever feels right for you. That's it, lift and lower. You're doing well, only 5 seconds left. That's it, we've got 5, 4, 3,
Rest.
2, 1, rest it. We're going to bring this arm down to the forearm, this hand on the ground, and we're here for little kicks in and out. So I'm point in, flex out. Flex in, sorry, point out. Flex in, point out. So I've got a kind of rotation going on in my hips. It feels quite nice opening up my hip. My glutes are holding up, that thigh is working, that quad is working. As I flex in, point out. Flex in, point out. Once again, I'm pushing out of the stabilizing hand to come up and out of that back. Remember, we're all connected. We've got all those muscle groups working. Point and flex. This is a nice little hip opener. You've got it. 10 seconds left here. We've got 5, 4, 3. You can hear those little beeps. And last one. So you can take the 10-second rest. I'm just showing the modifications. So this is the next move. We're here. We flex the foot and lift. Flex the foot and lift.
Exercise.
So once again, if you're feeling a bit sore in your wrists, you can either hold with hand weights that kind of prop you up here and can make it feel a bit nicer, or you can come down onto the forearms. But as I'm lifting here, make sure you don't come into lower back like that. Stabilize through here. I'm only lifting as high as I've got control in that core. Now I'm trying to think about pulling up through that quad, flexing the energy out through the heel. Remember, the hamstring from the elevator to that booty. So right now we're working that hamstring connecting into the glutes. And I can feel it on the stabilizing side too, which is totally fine. That's it, 2, and last one. Beautiful, hold here, point the foot. I'm gonna come down to those forearms and come back to the little curls like we were doing before. Little hamstring curls. So we're off those wrists and do those little hamstring curls here. You know, you can always add on ankle weights if you're feeling quite strong, when you're on challenge those glutes, you've done it a few times. There's always ways to make it harder. That's it. So right now I'm pulling out through the core, but trust me, you don't need to do any of that. Your own body weight is enough, and more you focus in on that whole body and what the whole body's doing, you can really connect into those small muscle groups. That's it. So I'm trying to keep that knee nice and lifted. You've got it. 8 seconds left here. We've got our rainbows coming up. Hold in there.
Rest.
Now you can take the rest, or you can just keep flowing and coming with me. So come back into that little fours, pulling up to that core. We tap one side, tap up and over. So I'm thinking about the arc coming up and over. So you want a nice little rainbow, one side of the mat and the other. I'm thinking about stabilizing through the hips, the core, pushing through those fingers. So more kind of like spread your fingers out, push through those fingertip pads. You feel like connecting more into those small muscle groups into the arm. But right now, we're really strengthening that whole hip and glute area. At the same time, this core is safely working, especially if you've got dissectus recti. This is a safe way to work it. That's it, 5 seconds left. You've got it. Whew, how's that stabilizing glute going? Mine is burning. And last one, hold it here. You're gonna enjoy the last one. Tuck that back toe, push yourself into a downward dog. So I'm single here, bending that leg. And now we have a pigeon stretch for the last 30 seconds until we take it to the left. So I'm sitting up here in a nice little stretch. So right here is more of a hip stretch. Coming down is a glute. So you can either come here on the forearms or rest the forehead all the way down. Now I'm thinking about squaring the hips off and relaxing into it. This is your moment to breathe. I can feel my heart rate is elevated. We can take a nice little breather, stretching out those glute muscles. So stretching and lengthening the muscles is just as important as working them. We don't want to keep working them and making them so tense. We want to lengthen them out with a stretch. Last little bit. I'm going to flip around. We're taking it all the way to that left side. It's going to be harder because we just did it on the other side. So we're starting here in that side little plank. Oh, I hope you remembered, I nearly forgot. There we go, side plank, pulling up through here, lifting up through the arm. You can have that hand on the hip. Sometimes I like that just to kind of gauge what my hip is doing. This is my stiffer side, so I'm really trying to think about pulling that leg up. Pulling it up, because it's not as strong as inflexible as the other side. And once again, totally fun. Oh, itch your nose, there we go. Good work, ladies. We have 10 seconds left here. Inhale, exhale, make sure we're not dumping into the shoulder. Lift up and out. You've got this, keep moving. 3, 2, 1. This arm comes down to the forearm. It's like a little rotation and this little flex and point. I like working through the feet because it gives a bit of a different muscle kind of group working. So I flex and point. I'm trying to keep that leg nice and high. Trying to keep that core nice and engaged. So we want to feel that sensation of that breath, pulling the belly button to spine. Inhale, exhale. Oh, and as I do that, my foot starts doing spunky things. There we go. Point and flex. Trying to multitask. Hard work. That's it. You're doing well. Point and flex. Point and flex. Inhale. Exhale out. Flex it in. Point out. Nice work. You've got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. We come back up and over. And it's that flex and lift, flex and lift. That's it. So we're getting that little hamstring lift right here. Once again, I'm actively pushing with the upper body, thinking about that width in my scapula, in my back. So we're not just working the glutes, the lower back is getting strengthened right here. Remember, we're only kicking as high, we don't throw like that. It's here. Nice, strong. If you've got a mirror at home, use it. Don't be afraid of it. Check yourself out. It's all right. Check out your form. You'll see yourself getting stronger and stronger. That's it. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2.
Rest.
Last one. I come down to the forearms and it's that little flex and point. Hamstring curl here. So the glute is isolating the leg.
Exercise.
As I work that hamstring, which is all connected. That's it. So I'm pushing out from the forearms now. Still thinking about space in between that back. Pulling up through the belly button, squaring off my hips. Oh, I just had to make a little adjustment there. Make my hips a bit more square to the mat. So curling in and back. We've got that rainbow. And then guess what? We go all the way around again. Isn't that awesome? You're doing so well. You're like halfway through. It's flying through. That's it. Point and flex. Point and flex. Working through those feet. Give me a really good flex and point. And then we're going to come up to that rainbow. So I use the upper body strength. Push myself up. Set myself up. Tap it to the side. Bring it up and over. And kick some things. Way and
Exercise.
So tap one side. Tap the other. So we get that nice mobility into the hip as we lengthen that leg and we work that booty. Something about pulling up through the quad, pulling up through that kneecap, just a nice straight leg. That's it. Tap. Oh, that other glute is burning. One more round. Can we do it? Yes, we can. I feel it with you, ladies. That's it. Whew. Take a break if you need to. Just get back into it. Remember, it's about just moving your body. Feeling good. That's it. 3, 2, 1. We tuck that back toe. Push up with that leg for that beautiful stretch. Bend that knee and we bring it in. Play around in your pigeon.
Exercise.
Come find what feels comfortable. This is your break here. So you want to think about squaring those hips off. If you need to, you can always prop cushions, blankets in here. Come down to those forearms. Come down that forehead if you want. Roll the shoulders back. And I just kind of like to think about squaring my hips off, relaxing my jaw, relaxing my ribs, and just letting the hips sink and get that nice stretch into that glute. Deep breath in and out. You're halfway through. We're going to go back to the other side. Same moves again on the right side. So I'm coming up, swinging myself around, getting myself set back out. So I like to line myself up on that mat. So my wrist, my knee, my toes are all in line with each other. Hips are stacked. And then we lift. Oh, she's giving us a recovery. Let's take a quick recovery. Let's lift up through the back. Come off those wrists. Bring it down. Bring the wrist forward. That's it. So you're strengthening those wrists as we're going through that workout. I nearly stole your recovery for that 30-second break before we go through it all again. Give you some nice big hip circles here. Get a drink of water. I'm getting a little glow on, a little sparkle going. That's it. Hand comes down. Tap and lift. Join me when you're back. Tap and lift. You want to lift that hand up, you can. Bring it to the hip. Whatever feels good. This time, let's even go a little higher. Get a little bit more in. You've got warmed up now. You know what's coming up. So you can really activate through that leg. Think nice and long. We want that length, that Pilates length. Nice work. We've got 15 seconds left here. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Think about that oblique pulling up, the rib cage. Inhale, exhale out. Go for 3, 2, 1. I pivot, the back arm comes down. I rotate that hip open, flex and point. So it's a nice little opener of the hips, a safe way to work in the hip opening. It's a controlled way. That's it. So we're just not letting our flexibility take over, which I wish I had. I'm not very flexible. I don't know you guys. I have to really work at flexibility. It's never come naturally to me. Never been able to do the splits, but never say never. I think I can get there one day. Maybe. No, I can. I can. Think about it. I can do it. That's it. So point, flex toe in, point out. Same handstands. I really am not good at those either. Going upside down. I don't know. I don't do well. It's weird. That's it. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. Rotate it around, flex that foot, feel that strength, and then kick up. So gaze should be down on the mat. So we want that nice length in the neck. So sometimes like a mirror can be handy just to correct yourself sometimes, because you want to constantly be thinking about a nice strong straight back and lifting up through the neck. Pushing through those hands. Make sure your hands aren't too close together, because then you can like a bit squishy through the chest. You want to be able to breathe well. That's it. Kick and lift. So I'm thinking about like railroad tracks. My toes, my hands are all in those parallel lines as I'm moving up and down. Getting that symmetry in the body. Beautiful. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hold the leg up. Come into the forearms, and it's a flex and point. Flex and point. Once again, you don't have to dive straight in. It's starting now. You can hear my little lady, my little Tabata lady, telling us what to do. Now that's it. So it's just different ways, not so much a Pilates flow, more of a Pilates hit. We're going with that timer, we're burning out, seeing how many reps we can get in, but remember it's quality over quantity. You move your body where it's at today and how you're feeling. That's it. You want no pinging, no pain. You just want to feel a good muscle burn. Nice work. We want to love our bodies. We don't want to punish them. We're doing this to strengthen those muscles, to build that muscle mass, to bring longevity into our body. That's it. What's our next move? We're lifting back up. It's that rainbow. Tap up and over. I had to write it down. I'm not good at remembering things. That's it. Tap and lift.
Exercise.
Whew, that booty is burning. That's it. Something nice and strong for that leg, and it's focus on the lift up and over. It's up and over. That's it. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Gaze is down. Nice breath in. Inhale. Exhale out. You've got this. You can do it. 10 seconds left on the side, and we can come and enjoy that beautiful stretch. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We tuck the back toes. Use that strength of the upper body. Push yourself back. So feel that downward single leg downward dog. Bend that leg. Tuck it.
Exercise.
And in. So we sit up. So I'm not so flexible, so this thigh should probably be a bit more out, but I'm not really there yet. So just kind of do what feels comfortable, but make sure you're not rotating around. You're nice and square. Lifting up through that chest, sinking into those hips. That feels quite good. And then come on down. That's it, and relax and for that stretch. Check in with yourself. We've only got one side left to do. And then you're done. You're done. So you can make it. You can get through the next 5 minutes with me. Inhale, exhale. Flip yourself on over, or you can just go to the other side. I'll flip myself around so you can see. We come back into that side pose here and lift.
Exercise.
And lift. That's it. So once again, wrist, shoulder, knee, hip. We've got all those alignments happening. Good work. Have some fun. Smile. You've got this. Lift up and down. Think about how amazing you're going to feel afterwards and proud of yourself and how strong. That's it. You're going to have more flexibility into those hips and strength. And that's going to help you activate into that core more. The more we can strengthen this hip area. That's it. You have 3, 2, 1. Rotate around. Back forearm comes down. Kind of slight rotation of the hips. That leg lifts. And flex and point. Flex and point. So I'm trying to open up my hips here. Push out through that grounded elbow, that forearm. And think about that quad. Activate right there. Flex in. Activate. Hit the glutes with the heel. Point out. In. Out. It's an intentional hamstring curl. Right here. That's it. It's like a side little butt kick happening. Kick the butt and bring it out. That's it. You can get your little ninja on. Hoi-ya. That's it. Think about the things you're going to kick ass in today, because you can and you will. That's it. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We hold it there. We rotate around. Set ourselves up. Flex that foot. Belly button in. Make sure we've got no arches in the back. Down and up. It's often what I see is that arching in the back. I want it to be upper glute working, not lower back. Upper glute. That's it. As we really flex the energy out to that heel, helps us activate that quad, pull up from the kneecap. And I'm still thinking about pushing my fingertip pads into that mat so I can activate those small muscles in my back. That's it. You got 10 seconds left here on this one. And then we've got our beautiful rainbow and our stretch. Like, it is totally rocking it. You're getting through this. Nice work. Lift and lower.
Rest.
Hold there. Come down. I forgot one more. Hamstring, then rainbows. We forgot this hamstring curl. So kick in, point out.
Exercise.
Let's come in for that hamstring curl. So thinking strong and powerful through that leg. Energy out through the heel. You've got this. 3 moves left. So I'm thinking about pushing through those fingertip pads, going through the belly button, keeping that leg nice and parallel and still. So the glutes are holding that leg up as I work that hamstring. Think nice and strong. So point and flex. That's, oh, and if you need to, you can come down those forearms. I'm sorry, we did the forearms the first ones, didn't we? So you can come down here if you need, or you can start whatever feels comfortable for you. That's it. Curl it in and out. Nice work. Bring it up. We've got those rainbow kicks. We tap one side, up and over. So once again, I'm thinking about the hips nice and stable, and I'm focusing on that arc, up and over. The legs nice and straight and activating through the quads. We want nice, strong, straight legs. Really think about activating all those muscle groups through the leg. I'm using my back, I'm using my core, my upper body. It's not just glutes. We're using a lot of muscles holding ourselves right here. So focus in. If you feel like your wrists are fatiguing and getting sore, think about activating through the back. Pull up through the back and the core to help take the pressure off the wrists. You'll get stronger and it will get easier. 2, last one, tuck those back toes, push up for that beautiful stretch, one-legged downward dog. Bend that knee, bring it through, play around till you get comfy. You might have a little wiggle. side to side. And once you're there, those hips are square. Inhale, exhale, feel a nice hip stretch here. Then bring it down for that glute. Done it, amazing. I mean, that is 20 hard minutes of continuous work. You've got that body flowing, you've got metabolism going. Your glutes should hopefully be burning. A really great opportunity now today to go for a walk. It's going to really help just get the muscles flowing, help relieve any tension in the body as well. De-stress the body. Walking is amazing. It's something so simple and easy that we can do and fit into our day. We can rest. Come on up. Let yourself come around. I'll pause here. We're finished. Congratulations, victory. You're awesome. That's usually what the timer says. Now, if you need to bend those legs, bring the hands here. Head comes down. Inhale, exhale, roll the shoulders away. You can slowly just push those legs away. Oh, my heels are making good noises on the mat. That's it. So I'm not feeling particularly flexible at the moment. I haven't really been focusing enough on that probably. Probably something more I need to do a little bit more of. So eventually you want that forehead to be coming down to that knees. But just take it to where you're at today. Our hamstrings get super tight. They can pull in our posture, so we want to release those off. So really think about flexing those toes to your forehead. Relaxing the shoulders, take a nice inhale. Exhale out. Feel that nice stretch. Roll yourself back into a nice straight back. Bend that top leg over. You're going to take that elbow, wrap around. Use this backhand to help pull yourself back and up. So now we're twisting that digestive system, get that nice spinal rotation going. So I'm looking to the back as I get that nice twist. Beautiful, come back to center, bend up, same thing. Elbow comes down the sides, a bit stiffer for me, but harder to wrap around. That feels so good, especially if it's first thing in the morning, getting that spinal rotation going. Inhale, exhale out, bring it back to center. Come up onto those toes, however you feel, and finish the nice little roll down. Bend the knees, feel nice and heavy. Roll up through that spine. Arms come up overhead for that nice stretch. Inhale, exhale. Roll yourself all the way down. A little bend and stretch, bend and stretch. Inhale, bend those knees, exhale. Roll yourself all the way down. Roll those shoulders back and congratulate yourself, you've done it. Day number 1, nailed, finished. Make sure, let some friends know, join them in on your journey. Come meet me tomorrow, we have BATT. Those glutes are gonna get a bit more of a workout, it's gonna be a bit more cardio orientated, but trust me, any levels can do it. You can do this. Make sure you come and see me tomorrow, and I love to hear how it's all going for you. Invite some friends along the journey. It's gonna be amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today on the mat. See you guys.